It seems that the intense and downright weird relationship between Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly could be coming to an end, before the pair even got to marry. Today on Where Are They Now, we've got a brief breakdown of the 3-year-long relationship and the weird stuff that happens along the way. I'm Adam Andrews, and let's jump in. In March of 2020, right before the year took a turn for the worst, the Jennifer's Body and Dirt actors met on the set of their new thriller Midnight in the Switchgrass. Filming shut down after only 2 weeks, but clearly that was long enough for them to form a connection. At the time, a source told E! News the downtime has been good for them. They are intrigued by each other and having a lot of fun. The next month, in April, Megan and Brian, her ex-husband, were seen exchanging their kids and a car seat in a Calabasas parking lot, suggesting that they transition to co-parenting their 3 young sons, Noah, Bodhi, and Journey. In May is when things seemed to happen between her and MGK though. The Daily Mail published photos of Megan and MGK getting takeout together in Calabasas. By this time, Megan and Brian had been seen without their wedding rings on. On the 18th of May, Brian confirmed during his podcast that he and Megan split in December 2019. He explained how the end of their decade-plus entanglement happened, saying, quote, "She said, I realized when I was out of the country working alone that I feel more like myself and I liked myself better during that experience, and I think that might be something worth trying for me. I was shocked and I was upset about it, but I can't be upset at her because she didn't ask to feel that way. It wasn't a choice she made, that's the way she honestly felt." But that same day, a source told E! A different story and made it clear that Megan and MGK are more than just friends. They spilled saying, quote, "Megan has been working on a movie with Machine Gun Kelly and gotten close to him. They are hooking up and have been for a little while. She is separated from Brian Austin Green and they are taking time apart as a couple. She has something going on with Machine Gun Kelly that she is excited about." Now 2 days later, on the 20th of May, is when MGK finally released his much anticipated Bloody Valentine music video featuring Megan herself as his on-screen GF, and featuring his whole love for her feet as she steps on his face. A little while later, he told Teen Vogue, "It's no secret I think feet are beautiful and I think Megan has the most beautiful feet that exist." He went on to explain, quote, "I was like, Megan, you already know what I'm going to ask you." And she was like, "Yeah, I literally got a pedicure just in case because I knew you were gonna ask me that." So weird. I'm sorry. On June 15th, the Daily Mail published pics of Megan and MGK kissing after a night out in Sherman Oaks, which was followed by a tweet from MGK quoting his song Bloody Valentine with, quote, "I'm calling you my girlfriend, what the frickin' heck? Life imitated art on that one." And just for the record, no, he didn't say frickin' heck, but kids could be watching, so I had to just change it. I'm sorry. On July 22nd, 2020, Megan and MGK gave their first joint interview talking to Lala Kent and Randall Emmett about filming Midnight in the Switchgrass. Speaking on the casting of MGK in the film, Megan said, quote, "Because I knew I could feel that some wild shiznat was gonna happen to me from that meeting, but I wasn't yet sure what that was. I just felt it like deep in my soul, that something was going to come from that." Again, no, she didn't actually say shiznat, but kids. She continued on to make a pretty bold statement saying, quote, "I knew right away that he was what I call a twin flame. Instead of a soulmate, a twin flame is actually where a soul has ascended into a high enough level that it can be split into 2 different bodies at the same time. So we're actually 2 halves of the same soul, I think." And I said that to him almost immediately because I felt it right away. That's kind of a red flag. That'd be a red flag for me. What about you guys? I don't know. Not too long afterwards, on July 28th, MGK made a post to Instagram of the couple posing for a mirror selfie, making the relationship official in the eyes of the internet. Now the following month of August was just a whole lot of Brian Austin Green being salty and petty. On the Hollywood Raw podcast to say some cryptic stuff about how he found out Megan and MGK were dating and suggested that he's going to keep everything mature. Brian revealed, quote, "I found out in my own way and that's as much detail as I'll give you on that one. I try not to read anything or look at anything and not involve myself in it. Just keep my head down and do what I do and focus on the kids." Which is a little hypocritical because 2 days later, on August 5th, Megan posted a shirtless pic of her new boyfriend with the caption, "Achingly beautiful boy, my heart is yours," which garnered a response from her last partner in the form of his own Instagram post of his sons copying her caption when he wrote, "Achingly beautiful boys, my heart is yours." Hey, maybe it's a coincidence. Psst, it's not a coincidence. Sorry. A few days after that little non-direct exchange, it came out that Brian is apparently annoyed that Megan is so focused on her relationship with MGK. And I mean, yeah, it's not surprising. He's losing Megan Fox to MGK. Of course he's annoyed. On the 29th, Brian also expressed his thoughts on how he and Megan could get back together on an Instagram live, saying, quote, "I never say never. I kind of feel like people are on paths in life, and sometimes your paths are together and you travel that part together and you see eye to eye, and then sometimes paths do different things." Now, moving on to September of 2020, and MGK met Megan's little ones on the 10th of the month, which is indeed a big step in the relationship. But a source added, quote, "It's too soon for marriage for everyone, both of their kids and Brian included. They are definitely super into each other. MGK is obsessed with Megan." However, it was also reported that Brian isn't devastated by their split anymore, which contrasts with what he said like 2 weeks earlier, but hey, good for him. Shortly after an interview with Howard Stern where MGK gushes over his love for his new boo thang, Megan made a short cameo in MGK's new music video for, quote, "Drunk Face," where they kiss. Nice. Now, the twin flames thing was weird, but these two become known for their weird, poetic comments, one of which comes in November of 2020, when Megan Fox gushed about MGK in a Nylon cover interview, where she says, quote, "Loving him is like being in love with a tsunami or a forest fire. The intensity of merging with him is just overwhelming, and the threat it poses is so powerful but so beautiful that you have no choice to surrender with reverence and with gratitude." Ugh. Later, on November 23rd, the couple made their first red carpet appearance as a couple at the AMAs, with Megan actually sporting a small tattoo dedicated to MGK on her collarbone. The next month started to see more talk of marriage and also talk of Megan actually finalizing her divorce from Brian in order for it to happen. In February of 2021, it was reported that BAG was making the whole divorce thing more difficult, with a source saying, quote, "Brian is definitely not making it easy or doing things quickly. Megan would like to wrap it up and get it finished as quickly as possible, but Brian is not exactly working with her on that." In May of 2021, the couple shows up to the Billboard Music Awards going to 100 with the PDA, with their tongues all the way out and hands on their no-no sections, if you know what I mean. This was after MGK's ex, Summer Rae, had tried to stir the pot, saying the musician cheated on her with Megan, but that didn't have any effect, apparently. In June, amid the couple's schedules becoming extremely busy, the two are still thinking about the future but are also focused on work, with Megan even rumored to be occasionally joining Kelly on his Tickets to My Downfall tour, which started in September of that year. In July, when Megan became InStyle's cover girl, she gives an interview addressing the age gap between the two, saying, quote, "The fact that he's 4 years younger than me and people want to act like I'm dating a younger man. He's 31 and I'm 35. Granted, he's been living like he's 19 his whole life, but he isn't 19. No one would blink twice if George Clooney was dating someone 4 years younger." Which, yeah, I mean, fair point, Megan. Good job. On September 12th, 2021, the couple took to the VMA's red carpet with Megan wearing a sheer dress that basically had her unclothed. And apparently, this was his idea, with Megan saying, quote, "He was like, 'You're gonna be naked tonight,' and I was like, 'Whatever you say, daddy,' which..." Excuse me while I vomit. Sorry. Anyways, Megan and Kourtney Kardashian, who was dating and later married MGK's drummer and producer, Travis Barker, took to the stage and introduced their partners as their future baby daddies, which is a bold move, but hey, go off, queens. Now, following this, on October 11th, 2021, British GQ did a sit-down interview with the couple, and there was just a whole lot from this interview. They talk about giving each other tattoos of, quote, "the darkest fairy tale." They talk about working on a super secret film project. They say how they first ever met at a party, which gave us the infamous quote of Megan saying, quote, "You smell like weed," and MJK hitting back with, quote, "I am weed." And then they talk about their first kiss, saying that they just put their lips in front of each other and just breathed in and out, which, again, but what the hell does that even mean? Weirdos? And then there's this whole weird thing where MGK says, quote, "It should be light, but also we go to hell with each other. It's ecstasy and agony for sure. I don't want people to think anything's perfect with us. I didn't say it was the darkest fairy tale for no reason." And then Megan on Instagram saying that the highlight of their relationship included, quote, "Feverish obsession, guns, addiction, lots of blood, therapy, tantric night terrors, binding rituals, and the kind of sex that would make Lucifer clutch his rosary." Dude, what the hell? What does that even mean? On January 12th of 2022, Megan and MGK officially get engaged under the banyan tree where they apparently first met. The engagement ring, which featured their birthstones, also had the fun little fact that, quote, the bands are actually thorns, so if Megan tries to take it off, it hurts, because apparently love is pain. What? But that was followed by a revelation from Fox's Instagram saying that the two of them drank each other's blood. Which again, I don't even know how to respond to that. Jesus. Alright. 6 months later, in July, a source told Entertainment Tonight, quote, Megan and MGK are pretty much done wedding planning. They are both totally on the same page, which has made things easy for them, but Megan is definitely pulling everything together and has the final say on what goes and what doesn't. They are so excited to spend the rest of their lives together, traveling the world, living in complete bliss and harmony, and potentially expanding their family one day. Nice. Now in September, after the previous month dishing out tons of breakup rumors, a source told Entertainment Tonight, quote, as of now, Megan and MGK are doing really well regardless of the breakup speculation. They both have been super busy work-wise, and personally speaking, having kids of their own, they are naturally swamped on that front as well. All is good between the two of them, and they are still making time for each other and the relationship. Their wedding plans are still on, but being as busy as they are taking everything one day at a time. Now, despite that statement, the very next month, another source told Us Weekly, quote, they've worked on their problems and worked really hard to get to the place where they are today. The source says, quote, it's still a struggle at times and they tend to have a lot of ups and downs. He is making a lot of effort to be more mature. He's not always easy to deal with. He still has his teenage side to him. On top of that, there was a point months ago where she was beyond done with him, said the source. She was fed up with his BS. It got really bad between them. He loves her so much and was the one that pushed to make it work. He wanted it to work and wanted them to be a happy couple. She was having a hard time, but things have turned around. But things seem to be going fine with the couple being business as usual, even attending the 2023 Grammys together. Then, all of a sudden, on February 12th, Megan and MGK seemingly break up around the time of the Super Bowl weekend. Megan posted a picture of herself to Instagram with the caption saying, quote, you can taste the dishonesty, it's all over your breath. She then followed Eminem, who is basically MGK's #1 rival and nemesis, and then, out of nowhere, she deletes her Instagram altogether. This was followed on February 13th with a source telling People magazine, quote, Megan is very upset. They had a fight over the weekend and Megan won't speak to him. They haven't officially called off the engagement, but Megan took her ring off. They also note that MGK and Megan, quote, have had issues in the past. Things seem pretty serious this time. So, from 2020 to 2023, the twin flames, who seem to burn so bright, have also burned so briefly, I guess, and may just be extinguished. Now, it may be too early to tell that, and we obviously don't wish the couple any problems, but these things happen and the world keeps on spinning. Anyways, that's all the info we have at the moment. I've been Adam Andrews, this is Where Are They Now, and I'll catch you next time. Stay safe and well informed out there. Peace!